Well, hey there, everybody.
Hello.
We're back.
Okay,
Yeah.
good deal.
Welcome to another edition of Tete-a-Tete. My name is Jay Hutchins, General Manager of Brent and Becky's, and joining me just right across the room there is Brent Heath.
Hello.
Man, and folks, your eyes do not deceive you. Yeah, this is being recorded. You can see us. You will be able to see us do this program from now on out. We're going to post it on YouTube so you can tune in and watch. Or we will also still post this as a podcast that you can subscribe to and listen into your car or while you're working out or taking a nap. So you can still listen to us, but you'll be able to watch us as well. And then we'll take this video, cut it into segments, and use it on our social media platforms so you can hit a little bit of everybody and make sure everybody's getting all the necessary garden tips. Brent, how are you?
I'm great. Thank you, Jay.
Good. You've been out and about today?
I have. This morning I went down to the dock and I should have brought them with me. I picked 7 little irises in bloom, the Iris reticulata hybrids,
Yeah.
and they are spectacular. They're only a month or two late, but they're being spectacular.
Yeah, let's talk about that. The we've had a winter like we haven't had in a while. So to me, I felt like we've had such mild winters that when it comes time to bloom time, that maybe this is more normal because it's been so warm, but now it is late because I've noticed that February gold is in bloom, but it's March.
Not till March.
That's right. So we are about a month behind.
And Rhineville's early sensation didn't bloom until February this year instead of in December.
December, right.
So we are off a bit. But the good Lord is just keeping us humble. That's all.
Well, we've got some daffodil shows coming up. You and I are judging one together later this month.
Yes, the Virginia Daffodil Show at Lewis Ginter Botanical Garden.
And I know there's some in the South. I guess they're okay in the South, but when it comes to opportunities to pick some good blooms for a daffodil show, I'm not sure that there'll be a lot of selection right now.
Not a lot. We have maybe 6 cultivars in bloom right now.
Wow.
Yeah, that's all that I've counted.
Holy smokes.
And all that I've put on Facebook.
Yeah. So not much to choose from.
Not yet.
Is there any concern about things being late or?
And I wish I could tell you, I'm not involved with the shows except you and I do go and judge them.
Yeah.
But I'm not involved in setting them up and doing all of that, except with the exception of we will have a workshop here the Thursday before the Gloucester Daffodil Show.
Okay, yeah.
That's Thursday the 4th.
Thursday the 4th.
Yes.
Gloucester, no. Thursday the 3rd.
The 3rd. Okay.
Because it's
Thank you.
Gloucester Daffodil Festival is April 5th and 6th. You guys should come and visit us.
Yes, it's it's one of the largest daffodil shows in the country.
It is.
And it's spectacular.
It really is. Now, what cultivars have you seen out and about other than February Gold that I saw?
Barren Wind, that good long-lasting yellow trumpet from Cornwall that was bred for picking the flowers. That's in full bloom and doing quite well. Rapture, the most blue ribbon award-winning daffodil there is, a cyclaminius type, an early bloomer. It's won more blue ribbons than any other. I have Tete-a-Tete in bloom.
Okay.
I have Little Gem, the 2 miniatures.
Okay.
I have Twinkling Yellow.
Yep.
The Jonquillo hybrid, so wonderfully fragrant. And I had, oh boy, the other one, it eludes my name. Just my floppy disk isn't falling down quick enough. But a cute, tiny little one. Oh, and then there's Romeuxii in bloom.
All right.
Wonderfully fragrant daffodil called it's a hoop petticoat type.
Right. Now, these are ones that we do see in the shows. So
they are, but typically we see them in shows where the Yankees bring their flowers south to our shows. So anyhow.
Well, that's good. At least we've got, our show, we've got some time.
Yes.
And Lewis Ginter is in like about 2 weeks, a little
Yes.
more than 2 weeks. And then I'm doing Virginia Beach
And I'm not this year.
the week
I will.
after.
I will be down in Savannah, Georgia,
Oh, nice.
giving a talk
Oh,
for their garden club.
memories of Savannah. It's one of the best hamburgers I've ever had.
Oh,
Savannah, Georgia.
hamburger in Savannah.
My
Wow.
God, it was the
I
best.
would have thought something else, but
Oh my, I
anyhow.
won't even tell you what was
Oh,
on it because I'm not even
wow.
sure they're allowed to serve it. It was a hamburger with fries that were fried in duck fat.
Oh no, that should have,
Are you kidding me?
I cooked my popcorn in coconut oil.
Yeah,
So those special oils do add flavor.
they really do. And
Yep.
then they topped it with foie gras,
Oh, wow. That's
the goose
the goose liver.
fattened
Wow.
goose. Oh
Ooh.
my God.
Huh.
It's the best thing I've anyway. Every time somebody
Okay.
says Savannah, Georgia, I just start drooling. It was so good.
Hmm.
Anyway, well, Nate, what are you doing in Savannah?
Giving a talk called The Best Bulbs for Sexy Southern Landscapes. So, that's a zone 9 there.
Yeah.
And not all bulbs perform well in those warmer climates. So I'm highlighting those that will grow well in that warmer southern climate.
So because some daffodils they end right about at that zone, about some of the
And they do.
jonquils and things
They
like
do.
that. Yeah.
But the Tazetas and some of the jonquillas, which are from warmer Mediterranean climates to begin with, do pretty well down there.
Okay.
And then there's some standard daffodils that just seem to do better in warmer climates than others. Ice follies and St. Keverne are two in particular
Neat.
that tend to be warm tolerant.
Well, this is an idea for you guys out there. Brent is adding to his talks collection, and if you want him to come to you, you can reach out to us on our website. Just go to brentandbeckysbulbs.com
But also, I can come right to Jay's office and do you one for a lot less money than flying me down, although I'll miss getting to be with you in person.
Yeah.
I'm happy to do them in Jay's, to have Jay Zoom me.
Yeah, we do it all the time.
Yeah,
We have lots of fun doing it. So that's also an option. I know I can hear outside my window here the work's being done out in the gardens. And I've posted a video today that we did of some of the dead fall and winter foliage and stuff being cleaned out and then laying in new mulch and new compost. What should people be concentrating on right about now as spring is slowly emerging?
Well, if you have very heavy mulch, you may want to remove a little of it to speed things up so the soil warms up. But that mulch is there for a couple of reasons. One is to protect bulbs that need a little protection. But secondly, it prevents the weed seeds from germinating. So don't take away too much mulch. I got a phone call today from a customer who was asking if he should remove his pine needles. Pine needles, to me, in my opinion, are one of the very best mulches. They don't blow away, they don't float away, and they cut down the light, but they're great for your garden, and they don't add acidity to your garden. That's an old wives' tale.
All right.
But they should be, well, we're still cleaning up my garden for the winter and got a little more to go, taking off the dead foliage of things that we didn't get to during the winter and pruning. I'm pruning some of my shrubs now. Now, before they start to actively grow is a good time. I would like to have done a lot of it in January, but it was too cold.
Right.
So
too cold.
But just go out and look every day and find the new things coming and enjoy your garden.
Cool. I've just finished actually a second article for Southern Living magazine, and they submit some questions and I answered them. And one of the questions was about feeding in the spring. And then I just had a conversation with a couple of customers where they were discussing feeding in the spring. And I brought up feeding in the fall. So let's talk a little bit about what it is, the pros and cons of each.
Well, basically, feeding is a misnomer for fertilizer.
Correct.
Because what you're doing is you're feeding the biome of the soil, the bacteria and the fungi. And the ideal time is in the autumn, right after you're planting your bulbs, or try to remember to do it for the bulbs that are already there. If you mark a few with golf tees, colorful golf tees this spring, you'll remember where to fertilize next fall. But in any event, we like to feed the soil. So we do that with organic matter. So best if it's done with good compost. And basically, that's most of what we use in the garden. We do replenish organic volcanic minerals, because often called A to Z minerals, azomite in the back of our catalog.
Okay.
Often the minerals have been used up in the soil, the trace elements. And if you replace them, magnesium, for instance, intensifies color in the flowers, and others give them more strength, more longevity, disease resistance, etc. Now, we tend not to use chemical fertilizers. Simply, they're pretty fast acting. They're somewhat similar to the Red Bull that you had this morning, particularly if it's a liquid like Miracle Grow. Gives an instant burst of energy, and actually it's somewhat detrimental in some cases because it promotes excessive long cellular growth and weakens the plant and makes it more attractive to critters who want to come and eat it. It smells better to them and more susceptible to some of the diseases. The biggest problem with bulbs is a fungus among us. And, when they have elongated cell growth, they're more susceptible to catching a cold or flu, the funguses.
Yeah.
So better feed the soil in the fall. If you haven't, you can still feed the soil in the spring. So I'm doing most of my woody plants right now with Espoma products, Espoma flowered holly tone.
So you do that before they start budding out, or just before?
Okay. Yes, because you need to get those nutrients down to the root zone in order for them to be able to use it.
Okay, so a little bit different than bulbs.
Yes, it is.
Now, what if someone decides they do want to feed in the spring for bulbs?
Okay. And again, I would recommend Espoma Bulb Tone, ESPOMA. It's in most garden centers, in all the big box stores. It's available.
Okay.
And to me, it's the best thing to use.
All right. The other thing you just mentioned, you hit on pests.
Yes.
We have a product that we absolutely love called Plant Skid.
SKYYD.
Yeah. We use it everywhere. I've only heard of using it and used it in the fall. Does it help in the spring as well?
Well, it's most important then, because those tulips that you're planting, they're like ice cream cones and popsicles to deer, rabbits, and squirrels who will come along. As soon as that comes up, the sugars are concentrated in that bud, and that's the time to hit it with Plant Skid. Plant Skid's an organic repellent. Made from slaughterhouse waste, blood, and other things, and actually made for the Scandinavian tree industry that protects their seedlings when they reforest an area.
Nice.
Protects them from the deer. Wow. And the deer, it smells like death to the deer. I guess the slaughterhouse kind of thing lingers. Most of us don't smell it, except girls smell it more than guys do. Oh, anyhow, we even dip bulbs in a solution of it to mask their fragrance from the voles, those underground bulb monsters.
That's right.
And that's helpful also. But Plant Skid.
Yeah, it's a great product. Great product. I'm going to let everybody know that we are back doing this podcast more regularly, not just because we want to. Well, we do want to.
I do.
Yeah. We're also, I don't know if you guys know this. Take a look at Brent. And now take a look at me. We're celebrating our 125th anniversary. We don't look too bad.
No, I'm not 125, but I'm just 79.
Almost 80. No, we are celebrating as a family business our 125th anniversary this year in 2025. So this is kind of one of our celebratory ways to recognize how important that is. Not a lot of companies will make it this long, especially as a family business. Because
4 generations, really neat.
I know, and it's not. It brings a whole different dynamic when you're talking family business 4 generations in a row. So we're happy about it. We've just had a contest. I'll announce the details on our next podcast, but we have a winner from our inspirational memories of flower bulbs in your garden contest.
I thought they were all great.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed
all the stories.
Yeah.
Customers submitted stories and pictures, and all of them were fantastic. But we've got that person as a winner, and they're going to come stay at the Airbnb and have dinner with you guys and a garden walk. And
looking forward to that.
yeah, it should be a lot of fun. So this is our 125th anniversary. We're so excited about it. Let's do 125 years in a couple of minutes.
All right. Well, that's a quickie.
That is.
My grandfather is a damn Yankee. You know what that is?
Oh, yeah.
That's when you bring something of value and you've been accepted in the community. Otherwise, you're still a Yankee. He brought modern daffodils here. He noticed when he moved here, ladies picking daffodils and bringing them down to the steamboat landing. And these were the daffodils that the great grandmas brought over on an ocean voyage, sewed into the hems of their skirts. Well, he'd seen more modern hybrids in England and Holland, and he was in the consular service there. And he brought modern daffodil hybrids here. They grew so well, he began selling to local farmers. And by the time the Depression came, Gloucester and Matthews counties grew more daffodils than anywhere else in the world at that time.
In the world or just America?
For picking, well, we better be safe and say just America.
Okay.
But in any event, for picking the flowers, you don't cut them, you pick them.
Right.
Run your finger down the stem, pull up and snap. Got a nice solid white stem. If you cut it, you have a hollow stem. Flowers last longer if you pick them.
Right. And then George came in.
And then my father came back from working the tobacco industry in China, and he took on the business. And at one point, he had 1,500 acres of daffodils.
Wow.
And this was in the 20s and 30s, I guess. And he employed hundreds of local people, and many of them started their own farms.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then of course, Second World War came and ended almost all of that, except he had one farm over in York County called Marlbank, with George Coleman, for whom the bridge is named, and Landon Berkeley.
Wow.
But then after the war, he married my mother, and I came along. My father was in 60, a bit of a surprise to have a child at age 60. In any event, he and my mother had the more daffodils in their mail order catalog called the Daffodil Mart, 1,500 varieties at one point.
Whew.
And they grew thousands of different ones, evaluating them. And I bought the business from my mother in 1972, and fortunately married Becky, who was teaching one of my children. We'd each had to start her marriage, and with it came Jay, whom I claim is my son, even though I wasn't involved in his birth. But he's a keeper, and
he got me during the really. He got me when in the nasty teenage years.
Well, and he didn't. I don't think he really enjoyed digging bulbs or picking flowers.
Oh,
hard, hot, dirty work.
Oh, yeah.
In any event. And lucky for him, I married well. I married a smart woman. Then I was smart enough to realize I didn't need to be in charge. And she enabled me to do what I love doing, people and plants. I've lectured now in every state except North Dakota and Hawaii. So if you'd like me, I will come by there.
Hint.
And I got to do garden walks on Wednesdays and Saturdays.
Yes, those are coming up.
Yeah. They are coming up. And I take people in Becky's garden, which differs from mine in that it's a school teacher, an idea garden. a teaching garden with 20-some garden rooms. And I will take a brief tour through that if Becky's not available. And then I'll take them to my garden. I'm a collector, a dyslexic attention deficit collector, but I have quite a lot of many different kinds of plants. And because I put many of them in the same bed, they call me an orgy gardener. So come enjoy our gardens with us.
Yeah, please do. Check out our website at BrentandBecky'sBulbs.com for a list of events that are coming up around here, including Brent's walks. There, you get 2 hours of your undivided attention and tour time.
They do. And we didn't mention Denise. You brought with you an amazing woman who
I did.
Coordinates all the events in our garden and has an incredible shop. Now, to get to Becky's garden, which is free, you've got to walk the gauntlet through this gift shop where you just have to have something on your way out.
Good luck getting out of there empty-handed, for sure. But yeah, please check out our website for our list of events.
And Denise also coordinates all the catalog.
Yes, she does.
There's another term I meant to use, but I've forgotten what it is now.
Yeah,
she composes.
Yeah,
she composes our catalogs now. Becky used to do it.
Yeah,
Denise does that now. An incredible job.
And catalogs will be hitting the mailboxes pretty soon in the next probably couple of weeks or so.
Right.
Website should be opening probably next week.
Oh, good deal.
Yeah. I didn't want to tell anybody though.
And the containers of bulbs have come from a warehouse in Holland for the summer flowering bulbs, which will start shipping next week, I think.
Yes, I believe so. Probably another week or so.
Yeah.
So,
and the greenhouse is filled with plants that we're growing, the tropicals, and they're beautiful, growing really well this year.
Good. And we got more in today.
And quite a lot of perennials. Yeah, we got the Alströmerias from Mark Bridgen up in Connecticut, who discovered this plant, cut flower plant that's not hardy, but high in the Andes. He discovered a hardier clone and he was breeding it. And now it's a great garden plant.
That's fantastic.
For most of us.
Very good. Very good. Well, you guys, I think we're going to wrap up this newest edition of Tete-a-Tete. So, Brent, thank you for joining us today.
Well, thank you for having me, Jay. Thank you for doing all of this technical stuff that I don't know how in the hell to do. And I enjoy talking. So thank you for enabling me to talk.
You're welcome anytime.